turned me on to a lot of stuff back in high school, tape trading and whatnot in the early '80s. He turned me on to a lot of metal shit.
Man, those were the days. I missed those days of tape trading because it was you didn't know what you were gonna get, and when you got something like something really good, you're like, holy shit, okay, I really
Yeah,
like your taste in music,
yeah. I mean, we both were like, it was weird. I played football and lifted weights and all with all the jock guys after school, but I hung out with all like the rock and roll and metal guys at lunch. So Jerry'd bring a jam box every day with different bands, and we'd eat lunch together, and then fucking he'd turn me on to new. I mean, all kind of crazy like new wave of British heavy metal stuff, and he'd give me a tape. I'd go home, figure out what make a copy for myself, and if I really liked it, we used to have the import sections at like Sound Warehouse and all that stuff. So that's all I would buy out of was import because it was all indie, new wave of British heavy metal and different, just different stuff from around the world. That was like metal that wasn't even, like I literally had like Kill 'Em All on, Mega Force and shit like that. All of the early stuff on the original labels. All got flooded, but I had it.
Yeah. Yeah, mine all burnt up in my fucking house that
Uh,
about 15 years ago. I'm like, you
that's
motherfucker.
yeah. I had a great collection, but anyway, man, yeah, I'm
Hell yeah.
doing good. So whatever we got to do, brother.
Hell yeah. Well, we'll get to it, Kirk. I greatly appreciate you taking time to come hang out and chat with me today. I know you got a busy schedule, so we'll keep it
Yeah, I
kind of
got like
short.
five in a row, or I think, or something, but it's all good.
Hell yeah. Uh, so you have a tour coming up.
Yep,
You're kicking it off like that kickoff show with Soulfly and Will to Live, and like that's a pretty stacked fucking bill you got there.
it's great, man. I got as well. It's like what happened
Yeah.
was the first two shows are a very similar lineup with Soulfly, Crowbar, and Eyehategod, and we have morbid visions with us. We had taken them early in the year to the East Coast, and we haven't been out west headlining in forever. We don't really we traditionally we haven't done that well on our own, like out west, but the fans deserve it, and and the guys are like, "Fuck it, let's just go." I mean, we got it. You can't continue to play the same spots all the time. Like we're giving Europe a rest, other than this Napalm Death campaign for musical destruction 2025, which I think is the 30th anniversary of that the campaign for musical destruction tour, and we're direct support for Napalm in February and early March over in Europe, UK, and Scandinavia. So the weather ain't gonna be good, but the shows will be great.
The shows will be fantastic.
Yeah.
I think you guys are the only band that's missing on Headbangers Boat. We got Corrosion of Conformity, I Hate God, and I was like, man, if we could throw Crowbar in there, it would be
We're
like,
actually confirmed for next year, I believe, on the same cruise.
oh, that's
So
fucking cool.
yeah, yeah. So we gotta make sure that it'll work, but it should because it's around Halloween and that's Phil's. It's football season and that's Phil's time of the year, so there shouldn't be anything with down going on. He's so into he does this thing at his house called the Haunt, which is basically his haunted house, but it's not. It's private, it's like for friends and family and
Yeah.
whatnot to just come enjoy. So I'm going out there tomorrow night, actually.
So Phil's got the haunt. So you guys are really looking forward to doing the Headbangers Boat next year.
Absolutely.
Hell
So,
yeah. Do you have anything special? Like, are you guys talking about anything special for the cruise, like as far as set wise?
I'm sure by then we try to continuously switch up the set list a bit. It's hard because we have like a situation where, and I don't blame, I totally get it. Like, even Tommy, our drummer, has been in Crowbar for 20 years.
Yeah.
Matt Brunson, my other guitar player, has been in probably, he always says it's not that long, but it is. You know, he played his first show with Crowbar about 20 years ago, but he just filled in for Steve Gibb, who was a permanent member at the time. And then what happened was I got so busy with Down around 2006 that Crowbar just really didn't do much, but Matt was always a guitar player. So those guys, and I do understand they kind of get a little bit, where they don't want to continue to revisit all the old shit. Um, but I'm like, but there's so many old songs that the fans want to hear, and you have to make the fans happy. I
Yeah, for
mean,
sure.
so we play, every night. I insist. I don't care if we got three songs to play. We're doing uh Chemical Gods and Bleeding from Every Hole off of Zero and Below. It's great songs. The fans love them. Their videos. It's brand new material that even Shane Wesley, our bass player who's been in the band, got already 6 years. Help write, and Matt, helps as well on everything. So I insist that we do those songs, but I'm like, we do have to pick up some shit. There's albums that we don't play anything off of, and it's not really intentional. It's just we only get like an hour and 10 minutes, and that's if we're headlining,
Yeah.
because so many openers and shit. I mean, like in Europe, a lot on the weekends, we'll play from 9 to 10 because there's a rave or some kind of disco or some shit after. So they like double dip. They have like a metal show, clear everybody out, clean up real quick and let everybody back in and do an all nighter on Fridays and Saturdays. We normally go on sometimes earlier than that, which is fine by me because I'm old. But
Yeah.
it's been my bedtime. But past my normal bed. It's about my normal bedtime. But yeah, so I get it, but we need to mix the set list up a little bit. So pick up some new stuff during going into next year. Maybe not for the Napalm tour because shoot, we haven't even played. We played a festival in Czech Republic June 29th. We haven't even been in the same room since the airplane flights home since July 1st. We had the 30th of June off uh in Germany. Then we flew out of Frankfurt on July 1st. So Tommy, our drummer, got into Soylent Green World. They've been doing gigs and stuff, and I got into Down World and with writing and everything. So and Sun Don't Shine, which used to be I Am. I'm really really happy we changed the name. So that EP, which is going to be a long EP, it's almost an album, is complete. Um, so I kind of got into that world. But yeah, we jammed Wednesday, and what's today? Friday? Yeah, Wednesday, and dude, we played like fucking 17, 18 songs or something. It was barely one mistake. It's like a machine, which is
Oh yeah.
great. But it makes it, and I mean, I've never been when I was younger. I enjoyed practice because we were always writing, and that's what I fucking really get off on these days is writing new material, regardless of what band I'm in. I still love playing live. The traveling, yeah, it kind of can be rough, but yes, really, with traveling, you just have to watch your health. You have to eat better. You have to drink a lot less.
Yeah.
uh, and I mean, I work out regularly, so I really it helps me a lot. I mean, I'll be 60 in April if I make it. So
Holy fuck.
better than I did at 40, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you just over the last couple of years really got into like working out and shit like that to get your health on track, right?
Big time, man. I mean, during COVID, it was difficult. It was nearly impossible. We were able to do a few live streams. We did like one down show that was also a live stream, which was hugely successful. And we were glad to be able to do that. But we did like a weekend at Southport Music Hall here where we did a Friday and a Saturday, and both shows were like half capacity. It's a big hall, it's like 1,000 seat room, but both both shows were kept, at half or whatever. But we were able to do that and, other than that, a few live streams, which those things are weird. I mean, you're
Yeah.
playing for like your friends that are like a camera crew, and it's strange. Like I told Jamie Johnston from Hatebreed, because his whole thing is really just they're such a great live band is getting the crowd going and all that. I'm like, dude, you wouldn't be able to do a fucking live stream. What are you gonna do? Like, get on your couch, come on, motherfucker, break all the
Smash
shit.
your fucking wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, yeah, I'm like you got nobody to get riled up, and get into fucking circle pits and shit like that, man. But yeah, those are strange, but it was still income and it was something to do. But yeah, about halfway during the fucking COVID thing, dude, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, this pizza and a case of beer a day shit has got to end.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
fat as fuck, man. I
the
was about
older you the older
200
you get, you
pounds.
fucking realize like what really matters, you know? And it's like when we're young, it's great to party and eat and
Sure.
all the bullshit. And you're like, my wife tells me all the time, like, dude, you need to do something more because I still eat like shit. I'm like, pizza, burgers. Oh, there's chili.
Yeah.
Put that on my fucking burger.
It'll catch up, man, because
I'll be going soon.
is that the modem
Yeah.
from the old
Oil.
thing?
Just need some oil.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Jerry.
We're out here.
All right, my brother, do your thing. But yeah, it was the motor. We actually guessed right. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, people don't realize too, because I've since I started trying to work out and be healthier and watch what I eat and of course heavily on cut back on my heavy drinking, where it's more of a weekend warrior. Or if there's an event, I mean, I still drink on tour, but nothing like I used to. Like my new thing is melatonin is like my savior. The gummies because
Yep.
when the show's over and we get back on the bus, I while we're going through shit, figuring out what we did in merch and doing a little business or whatever, I'll drink a few beers and then I'm like, okay, it's been like an hour since we got on this thing. I go to my bunk, pop my melatonin, fucking finish up the last beer, and I'm like, nah, I'm the first one in the bunk. I'm usually the first one up in the morning now, and it's
Hell
great.
yeah.
Feels great, So it really, I used to be like, the one of them up till 6 in the morning, fucking watching videos, listening to music, and it's just like pounding beer. Can't do it, man. And doing research on everything. Uh, I didn't realize that your liver. You always hear about liver, of course, is linked to with alcohol
Yeah.
consumption, and rightly so because it is. But every single thing you put in your body is filtered by your liver. So if you eat a lot of sugar, if you eat a lot of burgers and pizza and all this kind of crap, you're damaging your liver. Even if you don't never touch it, you can smoke weed, you can be totally sober. You're still damaging your body. And I'm like, fuck, I've been doing double duty on
Yeah.
my poor liver for a long time, man.
Yeah.
So I take this
It's
shit called milk thistle, which is really supposed to help with liver detox and whatnot. But I mean, I just go by that. I feel great. If I get a symptom of something, I'll go to the doctor. I haven't had proper blood work, or I haven't been to a fucking doctor, and I can't even tell you, fucking 40 years. I don't 35.
yeah.
I mean, I had blood work and all that shit done like early 2008, and everything was fine. But I mean, that's a long time ago. But
Yeah.
I started with a fuckload of supplements. Drinking a lot of liver detox stuff just to try to help my body filter it out, and just changing the diet a lot, which of course includes beer. Um,
Yeah.
the thing is, if we're home for like you know we have 4 months off or something, my wife and I don't go out often at all. So, after like fucking, you know, 8, 9, 10 days or something, like I want some beer. So
Yeah.
she's like, go get some and we'll watch a movie or something, at home. And I'm like, that's fine, but
Does she get on you about going to the doctor?
no, because she's the same. Although
Yeah.
she's gotten proper blood work done the last 2 years. It's been about a year and a half. But she's the same. We're kind of like we don't want to know, but then it's stupid to not go find out if there's something wrong.
Yeah.
But I mean, the problem is, I mean, I'm not going to mention names, but we have nurses and got male and female nurses and whatnot that are in the medical field that are like, all they want you to do is get fucking diabetes and cancer. I mean, they want you to be sick and I'm like, fuck the government, fuck big pharma. That's just me. You can go to the doctor every day if you want, but I don't, you
I'm the
know,
same way.
I get a
Like
symptom of something ain't right, bring me to the fucking emergency room. I'm sorry, I ain't going. I'll take my chances.
yeah, yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, um, are you guys writing new music for what will be your next album by chance?
It will begin as soon as we get back from this tour. We end this tour in New Orleans on November 29th, which is day after Thanksgiving. So it's the Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, which usually is a good night. Nobody's got a fucking thing to do, really. It's a
Yeah.
holiday weekend. So hopefully it's always good at Southport, New Orleans, but it should be great. And then as soon as we get, we take a week off or something, and it's directly into writing mode, for the next Crowbar. And we're gonna write in December. I mean, it's tough with the holidays and stuff, but we're right in December. And then in January, we'll rehearse and write and probably start rehearsing some of the new material. And then we do the Napalm Death tour. So it's a lot. Then when, Down is got a festival in April 12th, and I'm pretty positive we're going to do some shows around that, kind of on the way out to Las Vegas, maybe one on the
Yeah.
way home or something. It's not set in stone, but I mean that's what we're talking about, and that would be great. Makes sense. It'd be a lot of fun. And then I have Downs doing Milwaukee Metal Fest in May, and then Sun Don't Shine. We're doing our first ever tour. We got a few festivals in Europe like Grass Pop and a few other. I think we might be on Mystic Fest in Poland, which is a great one. So when I get back from Milwaukee Metal with Down, it's in the Sun Don't Shine world, and we have a lot of. We've never actually played a song in the same room together, that completely like run through and it's a song other than video shoots or some shit.
Yeah.
Um, we wrote it together and whatnot. Kenny's a chief songwriter and everything, but and then recording wise, it's been like Johnny killed it and just, did everything on the drums down here in New Orleans. And then we ended up, doing Kenny's got a home studio and well, he actually lives in Staten Island, even though he's from Brooklyn. But him and his wife Bonnie live there, and he's got a home studio that's compatible with our studio down here, OCD Recording and Production. So he does his stuff at home, sends it down here, sends me a video how to play because I forgot everything. He sends me lyrics to and tells me I want you to do a harmony on this line, this line, this line, and I knock it out. Todd comes in. Todd lives near Johnny and like north of Dallas. Uh, and he comes in here and there, for a weekend or something, 2 or 3 days, and knocks out the bass. And we finally got it done. It came out great.
Hell yeah. So yeah, when does that album come out?
Um, I'm not sure when the whole thing is released. I don't want to get too far into it because number one, I'm not that knowledgeable, and number two, it's not really public, information yet. But I think we're going to kind of, release a song at a time leading up to the release of the whole thing. Because,
Okay.
people's attention span these days. Yeah, it's ridiculous. When you put something out and a month later, nobody, everybody's forgotten about it.
Yeah.
So I think we had that's kind of the plan. I mean, a lot of other genres of music are doing that, and it works well. More and more you're seeing, especially hip hop, and I think even country now, where you just put out especially if you have a guest artist,
Oh yeah.
like you got, whatever. Fucking now, I see now, Post Malone is getting into the country world, which is really smart, and he'll have play jam with some other big star, and it's guaranteed hit, and it's great songs. He's great, man. I'm actually a fan of his. I think he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he does all kinds of shit, which is
Yeah,
nice,
super
like
talented.
mixing the genres. It really helps I think bring some new fans to other artists, like when he was covering Nirvana and shit like that.
Yeah,
That's like good for him for one having the balls to do that and cross genres, because you and I both know people are like, I don't listen to this, and why do you do that? That
yeah. I mean, it's like at my age, dude. When I was going back to high school, when I was in high school, I was literally, if it wasn't metal, I was like, I hated it. I hated
Yeah.
everything on early MTV and all of this shit. And guess what? Now I listen to a radio station that plays, Tears for Fears and fucking Duran Duran and all the, all the early MTV shit. And it's great songs, Prince and fucking just the whole 9 yards, man. I listen to like an 80s pop station. They throw in a few classic rock things here and there, but it's mainly more 80s stuff. Phil
Yeah.
Collins and shit like this. And I'm like, I can't listen to heavy music, especially after, like, if I'm coming home from rehearsal or studio, I don't even listen to music. I don't,
Right.
that's number one, my hearing shot. And number two, I don't need, I had enough music for the day. Like,
Yeah.
because people are always like, they ask me, what do you listen to when you're working out? I'm like, I don't. And they're like, really? You don't listen to like, hardcore or metal or anything. I said, I tried it. And I said, I end up paying more attention to the song than doing the actual,
Yeah.
movements and exercising. And they're like, well, how do you put up with that stupid shit they play in the gym? And I said, honestly, I can't hear it. I hear like noise and I hear bits and pieces. Oh, that's. Because our gym plays a lot of new stuff, but then you hear Doobie Brothers and fucking, Manfred Mann's Earth Band and shit like this here and there, like old school stuff. And I'll stop for a second. Is that, yeah, yeah, but I can't hear it. So I just
Yeah.
focus on doing. So I don't, and then when we're on tour, it's like, there's a million heavy bands of every genre, every night, and I'm like, I don't need to get on the fucking bandwagon bus and listen to music. My ears are shot.
Well,
I
you
mean,
need some wind
music,
down time.
yeah, music's my life, but it's like enough is enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're getting close on time, so I got two more questions for you.
Yeah, sure, sure.
First one is there a town that you guys like playing outside of like New Orleans, like going and hitting more than like any other town?
Um, I mean, we have spots in the UK and Germany that are really favorites of ours. But in the US, I mean, for us, I mean, the Midwest is really good to us, and the Northeast is good to us. So anywhere up there, even uh, towns in Michigan and shit like that. Like Chicago is always good. I mean, of course, New York City's good, Brooklyn's great. Like Boston and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, everything up northeast, Philly's really good. They got a great venue outside of Philly now called the Broken Goblet. And the fans are like happy because you don't have to try to park in downtown Philly. And,
Yeah.
most people don't live in downtown Philly. They live in the suburbs and so, towns like that. But I mean, we love every show. It's just Texas is usually great. And we love Dallas. I mean, I got a lot of history with that with the Dallas area because of Phil when he first joined. Pantera. I mean, I would go visit him quite a bit and hang out and got to be great friends with all the Pantera guys, and it was always a blast. And really, all the friends that they hung out with and everything else. So I got a lot of history there, and it's always great. But Texas is great. I mean, but I mean, anything you never know. Places we go that are usually not great end up being wow. It's a great show tonight. So Mark,
Yeah.
make a note of that one. We'll try to hit it again.
Yeah. I'm waiting for you guys to come back to Louisville. Fucking love to see you here again.
That's a good place for us, dude. I don't know why the last like three fucking tours have been heading more Midwest and East. And I mean, we play it like Indianapolis a lot. It's usually a good
Yep.
show.
Black Circle was the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was great. Well, did you go to that one?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great, it's cool little club, man. Really cool.
For sure. Yeah. I like Black Circle a lot. There's a, but outside of Louisville, there's a lot of really cool, really close cities, Cincinnati, Columbus,
Right,
Indianapolis, hell,
right. Yeah,
Chicago,
Columbus was
Detroit.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
A lot
up
of really,
anything. We'll give it a shot anywhere. We're actually playing Yuma, Arizona, which I've been to one time on our first like headlining tour ever in 1991. We had a blowout on the U-Haul trailer we had to stop at a gas station in Yuma, Arizona, which is down by the California, Arizona, and Mexican like little borders or whatever
yeah.
right there. It's a little bitty town, and that popped up, and I'm like, fuck it, we'll give it a shot.
Hell
We'll
yeah.
anyway, man. It's just you tend to go back. you try not to oversaturate, but you tend to go back to places that you know are going to work because the guarantees are better, the merchandise sale is better, and I mean it is a business. But I
Yeah.
mean, we'll give anything a shot once or twice, and if it certain places, and I'm not going to mention any, we've tried over and over and over again, and it's just like there's no audience for us. We don't want to go there anymore.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, you know.
Yeah,
That's fucking rough. You guys are making money, so it's
yeah. I mean, it's a living, man.
yeah, it's all part of the game. So last question. This is the big one. You mentioned down a couple of times. How is that going?
Uh, in my opinion, fantastic. We have 10 new songs, 10 brand new originals. So full
Okay.
album, no EP, full album. Uh, now the fun part, and I'm being sarcastic, is trying to find out when we can work everybody's schedule. Because
Yeah.
I see the Pantera dates for 2025, and it's like back to the Metallica weekends, and I'm like, more power to them, and I mean that, it's like, but I'm like, wow, so we can't get a whole lot. We of course we start out with drum tracks first. So but it's like I'm off in all of December, and I think Pepper is as well. As far as touring, he is. He's writing COC, but you know, I asked Jim, and he's like, "No, man, we're going back on tour." And I'm like, "Jesus, dude, I got to us like, we tour a
All the
lot.
fucking time.
Yeah, this,
Yeah.
this year we've slowed down. Last year was insane, and like our tour manager over in Europe, we have a couple of guys we work with, but Alice, who's out of Prague, uh, in Czech Republic. He dropped us off at the airport in Frankfurt. He's like, "I love you guys, but I don't want to fucking see you for a long time. It's too much like oversaturating the same fucking markets." And it's
Yeah.
like, people are like, "I'll catch them next time. They'll be here in 7 months or something." So we got to give Europe a break. I think other than the Napalm thing, we might try to go over in August, and but as far as everything else, we went 4 times last year in like a 5 month span. We
Oh
should have just got
shit.
fucking, you know,
Just moved there for that time.
yeah, it would have been probably cheaper and a lot more fun than flying all over the fucking place.
Yeah, that's the truth. But then your diamond status fucking you lose your diamond status, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty bad about all that. Like I mean, uh, I still get my points, but I don't keep up with it like I should because we fly a lot.
Yeah. Well, I
I
know the fucking hate breed guys, at least fucking Jamie and Frank, those dudes are like, oh, we're off for a day. Let's fly home and fly back. Make sure we keep
yeah,
our
I
fucking
mean,
miles.
Jamie especially, but and I get it, but I mean, he'll do it. I mean, he's also got so many different
Yeah.
and so many businesses that a day off for him, especially going home, and he's basically got a family, at home. So, uh, I get it. I mean, Frank, sometimes I mean, I get it too, but I mean, I don't see like I tell Jamie all the time. I'm like, dude, you can go to JFK and take a direct flight wherever the fuck you want. We can't. We have to stop somewhere when you leave New Orleans.
Yeah.
So that means a layover for a couple hours. And then, like if we start a tour, say in Oslo, Norway or something, or somewhere in Sweden or Copenhagen or something like that, we have to fly, say we do what do you call it? Fuck, Delta. The hub is Atlanta. So we go New Orleans to Atlanta, sit around there for 2 or 3 hours. Atlanta to say Amsterdam usually is where we go, and then you have to take a short flight from Amsterdam wherever you are in Scandinavia. And to go home, or if you end somewhere in Scandinavia, it's the same thing. 3 fucking flights to get home, and I'm like, it's too much.
Yeah, that's
So you just got to do it. It
it's
could
all
be
part
worse.
of
Could
the
be worse.
yeah.
Nobody might we might not want to. There might be no one that wants to watch us. That'd be a lot worse. So we're lucky. We're very blessed.
Yeah, you guys are in a good spot, you know. I think the history of Crowbar, of course speaks for itself. It's you
I
guys are
like
a
them.
great live band, so I'm sure everyone that sees you enjoys it immensely.
I like to hope. I hope so, and I like to think so. So
Hell yeah, for sure. All right. I know you got another fucking
yeah, I think
interview
I got a
knocking at your door.
phone call, which could be any second. It's actually the guy's 1 minute late, but yes,
All right.
so I
Nah,
got a
you're
nice little work day of press. Thankfully, it's not the dead of summer here. I'd be dripping sweat. So that with the air conditioning unit,
yeah.
but we're all good. I'm comfortable right now. It's like 83 or something outside. But it gets cool at night. So like with the ceiling fans and all that shit. Now at 4 o'clock this afternoon, if Jerry don't have it fixed, we take a ride. I'm like, we're getting out of here.
Yeah.
We'll take a
Yeah.
ride. Because but anyway, but
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate everything, bro.
Hell yeah, Kirk. Well, you go and have yourself a great day.
You as well. Have a good one, man.
Thanks,
Keep
dude. See ya.
all right, bro.